We've got our first 9 rows done. So row 10 is going to be our first row that we cable on. I went ahead and purled the first 3. You don't have to use a cable needle. That's what this is. You can usually get a pack of 4. I think it's like $3 from most craft places, something like that. You can just use anything you can find. You can use a paper clip if you want. But what we're going to do is we've got peg 1, 2, 3, and 4. Basically what we need to do is we need to take the stitches off peg 1 and 2, put them on 3 and 4. Take the stitches off peg 3 and 4 and put them on 1 and 2. That's what causes this twist. So this is referred to as a 4-stitch left twist cable because the cable is twisting around to the left. Very self-explanatory. Okay, so peg 1, we take our stitch off. I couldn't find my thinner cable needle, and it really doesn't matter the size of the cable needle. Stitch 2, just as long as you can put your stitches on it. And see, and that's what that hook right there is for, because it holds it, they're not going to slide off. It's probably the scariest part of this. Now what we're going to do is our working yarn is coming from the last purl pegged right before this. So we're going to take our working yarn and actually peg, when I say peg 3, I'm just counting these 4 right here of the cable. You're going to E-wrap peg 3. Take that bottom loop over. You can pull this however loose you want. Take that off. So peg 3 gets moved to peg 1. We're going to do the same with peg 4, but peg 4 is going to get moved to peg 2. And I go ahead and tighten it up because I've got quite a bit of extra string there, and if we don't tighten it, you can end up with some pretty big like holes around where your cables are. So that is why I do that. Now the way you put these on here, this is the peg from peg 1, this is the stitch from peg 2. So we need the stitch from peg 1. We're going to take it and put it on peg 3. Go ahead and E-wrap that. And you got to make sure you are doing your E-wraps pretty loose, or else it can be very hard. And see, I even untwist it, which is optional. You can do that or not. So that last stitch is the original one from peg 2. We're going to move it and put it on peg 4. We're going to E-wrap peg 4, take our bottom over the top, and you have just successfully cabled. Go ahead and purl the 3 after it, and do your flat stitch